That's weird. That's weird. Kind of weirding me out.
You are a sad, strange little man.
Crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. Isn't that weird?
That's weird, man.
It's strange.
What's up, campers? Welcome back to episode 148 of Camp Strange. I'm your camp counselor, Alex Tobin.
And I'm the pepper man.
He's Papa Murphy. David,
Murphy, the pepper man.
Tell him that funny story you just told me. I told him to say it for the podcast, but he told this goof and this gaff, and it got me giggling. And say it real quick.
We were just chatting about random pizza places and how I have a hatred for Papa Murphy's. Because it's bullshit that you have to pay to cook it yourself at home. Like I see the edge of like, 3 hours before the Super Bowl, let's go grab a couple pizzas, throw them in the fridge, and then get them ready. Like that's easy. You can control when it's gonna be ready. I get the aspect of that. That's nice. I get it.
Well, for people that don't know, Papa Murphy's it's like a Domino's, but like you go in there and it's just pizzas like wrapped in cellophane instead.
I'm pretty
they're
sure they are
homemade.
available everywhere.
Oh, you can buy them at like the store?
No, I'm saying I'm pretty sure every state has a Papa Murphy's.
Yeah, but just in case, I'm not really sure of their reach, but we had one in our hometown, and I haven't had one since I was 10. But yeah, I don't think they bake pizzas there. I think we could be completely wrong. I don't think we're wrong. Oh, they don't bake them there? That's so weird. It's just like a grocery store that just sells like frozen. It's a frozen pizza section of a grocery store, but they're all homemade, correct?
Yeah, I'm looking at the list of states. Looks like it's got all of them. I'm not going to count them, but it's more than half.
Well, David has a problem with them because of their weird model for a store. But yeah, David, tell him the funny part.
One time in high school, when I was in high school, my school's district, we were 6A, which meant that we were at the highest level of high school sports. But it also meant that we would have to travel 5 hours, 6 hours in total, for, track meets, football games, stuff like that. And so we'd usually, heavily depend on getting food on the way out of town from
spit wine everywhere.
Coming from Eugene, Oregon, we'd go to Grants Pass or Medford.
We know how travel works, David.
No, but I'm just for anybody that is aware, that's not close. That's far.
Oh, and Grants Pass.
Yeah, I remember one of the guys on my track team ordered a Papa Murphy's pizza, not realizing that he was going to be picking up a frozen cellophane wrap pizza. So he just had a goddamn frozen pizza sitting on his lap the entire
And it sucks so much because it's too big to put somewhere. You can't just be I gotta I can't just put it in my backpack. It's a frozen thing. You got a box of frozen corn dogs, put it in your backpack, whatever.
You gotta baby that thing. You're babysitting for that.
And
ride.
also it's too expensive to just fucking throw away. But you also can't eat it frozen. There's no way of enjoying that frozen.
You get sick. You'd have to get sick. So you want to take it home and cook it in his house, and we got home at 2 a.m.
Dude, I feel like I leave pizza, a frozen pizza, out on the counter while the oven's preheating, and I go to pick it up, and I'm like, oh my god, it's melting.
It's all floppy and shit.
They don't last outside the freezer for any time. Yeah. And this guy went on a 4-hour bus trip.
Yeah, I think that one was a 3-hour ride back, and we considered trying to bake it on the hood of the bus when we stopped, but.
Oh my god, that's so good.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think you know what? I think one time that happened to me again. I think I was in Dallas, and my friend.
You need better friends.
I was in Dallas. I was in Dallas for a football game, and we were staying at a hotel, and my friend ordered one. He got it delivered to the hotel room. He was drunk, and frozen pizza showed up, and yeah, there's not an oven in that hotel room. So.
Oh my, dude. Okay, that's funny. I feel like
I did not know.
I feel like now I have a pizza story, but I don't we're fucking up
pizza
the entire intro. But whatever. I'll just tell it real quick. When I went to Nashville for my mom worked for this company, and they hired me to do their videography and edit a bunch of stuff for them.
Whoa.
So
is
that cool? Is that bragging?
Cool, man.
Is that bragging? So
cool.
they hired me to like do their video stuff, and like I went to Nashville for the retreat. Did like 2 days of work, and then at the last night they're like, okay, like we're all going home tomorrow, you guys can go out, and like it's like the last hurrah. So like I went out and we went to like Nashville. I'd never been to Nashville. Went to downtown Nashville, and then I just remember I didn't know anybody in the group. There's some guys my age and some girls my age like in the company, and I was like hanging out with them. But then like in a crowd you go away, and I don't know any of them, so I didn't have their phone numbers or anything like that. So I basically got separated from the group. The only guy I found was this really drunk guy. He made me take a bunch of shots with him, and then he disappeared, and I didn't know where anybody was, so I had to
People
walk.
don't want to be around you.
Thanks. So I had to walk back to the hotel by myself, like really drunk, and I got there and I was like, you guys got the menu for room service? And they're like, oh, it's closed, but like here's a pizza place that's really close by. And I was like, okay. So like I went, ordered it in the lobby. The guy goes, what's your credit card number? I read him the credit card number. I guess I kept fucking it up. And he's like, it's not a big deal. We'll just take payment when like we get there. I go, okay. And I go up to my room for them. I didn't even tell them like what room I was at. But all I remember was sitting on the bed. Next thing I woke up at 4:30 in the morning with 10 missed calls, fully dressed with my shoes on. I mean, it was a pepperoni pizza, so it's like you could sell that to
it's a hot commodity. That was already sold.
Drunk Nashville, you're fine. You're fine. So yeah, that was my pizza story. But welcome, spooky, wacky, weird, strange, and ghosts. We'll just start with that. Welcome back. But before we get into these longer stories today, we got to catch up on any of the weird news. And David, do you want to start this weird news? Story?
I got two. How many you got?
I got 3.
So you start.
Okay,
I'll go in
right.
between the two.
I'll just start with the quick one, but it's gonna.
That'd be the cheese and lettuce. You be the bread and meat.
It's gonna start this. I'm very passionate about this story. Police searching for man who allegedly took dirty diapers from Toronto daycare.
Oh no.
Okay, so apparently this guy who was between
come on,
18 and 22 years old, standing 5'5" tall. He was wearing a baseball cap, and he went to the dumpster and stole a bunch of dirty diapers, and they're trying to like find out who he is and stuff like that. They're trying to identify him. Here's my issue. It's trash.
Yeah, it's just trash. I mean, it's fucked up and it's weird.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's really gross.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Yeah.
But like, if he likes it, here's the only bad thing about it. If this, I know I'm defending a poop eater right now,
diaper
but like,
thief.
Here's the only thing. The only concern that I have is that this will escalate into something else completely. You know what I mean? Where it's like,
no, elaborate on that.
No, I just mean like, like serial killers and criminals, like, like a serial killer, he'll go and break into someone's house and just like walk around and be like, oh, the thrill of it. And then like eventually that's not enough. And then he needs to go like kidnap somebody, and then that's not enough. And then he kills them. You know what I mean? It's like, it's escalation. And I'm afraid that if this guy is like starting with dirty diapers, like eventually he's just going to kidnap a baby to get like endless poop or something like that. I'm guessing. But
baby, you can always just have a baby. I was going to say they're free, but they're definitely not free. Holy shit, man. Do you have any idea how expensive it is to have a fucking baby in a hospital?
No.
It's crazy. I don't know the number because I haven't done it yet, but holy shit.
Do you
I
know
remember
how
someone telling me it
expensive?
was fucking crazy. Like you could buy a car with that.
So yeah, just like go have a baby, just pay the money up front, and then you'll get like an endless supply of, well, I mean, not an endless supply, you got a couple of years of dirty diapers. But all I'm saying is, yeah, it's gross, it's weird, but like, it's just more like unsettling, and the police are just like, you can't steal diapers, and he's like, why, you guys are going to throw them away? And they're like, we saw you do it, so you can't do that anymore. It's just kind of like if somebody like does something gross, like they, I don't know, something else. That's like the grossest thing you could do, I feel like. I don't know something else that you could do that doesn't really harm anybody that is that gross. But I don't know. I'm kind of like on Team Poop Man right here.
Yeah, I mean, you can't just change the rules because you don't like the way I'm doing it.
Exactly, 100%. That wow, a quote has never been truer because it is It is. People just feel uncomfortable, and they're like,
Yeah.
you know what, like, just leave me alone.
For any of our friends here, go go watch. I think you should leave Haunted Ghost Tour skit. I think it's kind of. I mean that translates into what we do here. I feel like
It's spooky. It's funny. It's all.
yeah,
It's all.
it's haunted house.
But I feel like there's some laws out there that like you can technically like it's kind of like the Family Guy bit where he jumps on the counter and starts rubbing his butt on the counter. He's like, not illegal, not illegal, not illegal. But that's obviously illegal. But
Why doesn't
like
he
what
just...
if you stood at a window of your house, looked outside at somebody walking by, and just peed on the window, and like on the inside of your window, and they saw you doing it, and every time they walked by you, because I don't want to do the gross part where I'm like, oh, they're pleasuring themselves, because that's illegal. But what if you just peed on it, but they didn't, like the window was like waist high, they couldn't see anything, and you're just peeing, and they're like, that guy's watching me and peeing on his window, and they're like, that's not illegal. He can do that.
Yeah, I mean, I use those urinals. I like to look out the little windows while I'm peeing.
Yeah, right?
Porta potty.
You could do it. Legal. Completely
I hope that's
legal. Completely legal.
Why doesn't he just get a big old Costco box of Depends, big old Costco box of baby food, change his diet up? It'll be the same thing.
Oh, he's eating his own poo because it's like baby diaper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Did anybody ever say he was eating it? Maybe he likes to paint it. He likes to set it up on a stool and he paints it. Stool on stool.
We're
That's what he
assuming a
calls
lot.
it.
We're assuming a lot.
We don't know what he's doing with this shit. Maybe he's building like a raft.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah. Maybe
Not
he's
illegal.
washing them off because he has a baby and he started paying high prices for these goddamn shit rags.
Guess what? Not illegal.
I don't think it is.
You guys send us your favorite non-illegal thing that creeps people out. Okay, I'm done with my story, David. You can go.
Right. Rogue grandma breaks bones on slide after sneaking into water park at 2 a.m.
Oh, I was wondering why the grandma was rogue for a second. I was like, a rogue grandma? It's like a feral grandma breaks bones. But she snuck into... Wait, how old is this woman? I need details.
26. Young kids. Young kids. No, she's 46, which is, still pretty young for grandma.
Oh... So she's constantly making bad life choices.
They didn't have
a grandma
add in that
should
she's
not
a grandma.
be that young.
What if she wasn't even a mother and she's like, what the fuck? I still have time.
They're like, oh, we thought you were a grandma. You just, did you do that on the slide? Is that why you look that old? Did you messed your face up? And like, no, broke my tailbone.
Just face on dry slide. Really
Wait.
wrinkle it up.
On that long dry slide too.
Yeah.
Water park. Oof. You know what's crazy? How dangerous water parks are probably, and we are just completely oblivious to it. Like, I look at a water park and they're like, here's a chute that we put money in and at the bank and shove it in a tube and launch it back into the vault, and now we're putting humans in it. It's like, it's so scary.
Dude,
There's a kid that died at my water park.
The scariest thing I'd ever seen or done at a water park when I was like 12, it probably wouldn't be like as bad, but it felt like I was like 200 fucking feet in the air and I was in a glass box and it started to slowly fill with water.
You weren't at a water park. You were in a jigsaw trap.
No,
David,
it was like
all your life treading water. Now you have to tread for real.
They put you in a box and the ground drops underneath you and you free fall for like a few seconds and you like catch a slide.
You free fall with like 20 gallons of water?
No, there's no water in it. I was
you
joking
said
about that.
Oh, okay. I'd be like, that's gonna hurt.
No, all right. So here's a little sensor here. UK woman Claire Vickers, 46, and friend Barry Douglas, 44, were stuck in a water slide at Flume for 2 hours with fractured shins and shattered feet before they were rescued.
Oh fuck! Wait, what happened? Did they close the slide?
What the park was closed.
No, but like I'm just picturing them going down a tube slide, and then they like put like a, like a closing thing to make sure people can't like climb up it.
Oh no, that's
And, like,
100. That's 100% what happened.
Oh, they fucking like went down and smashed into something that was at the bottom.
So it says the drunken duo splashed water down the slide from the top because there's no stuff going
They're not
down it.
running water, yeah.
And it said, but their drunken ride soon came to a nightmare when they slammed into a barrier towards the bottom.
Oh fuck! So they do put. I mean,
They put
that's
like a door. They put like a goddamn door up. And Vickers described the incident as like a scene from the horror film Saw.
See, I told you, water parks are saw. They're saw traps. Wait. I think it's so fucked up that the water park didn't like close off the top.
The top, the bottom.
They're like,
What?
if anybody goes out here, fuck them. Like,
Yeah.
not only are they gonna shatter their feet and shins, but we created a coffin for them too. Because there's no way you're climbing back up that tube, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's like this. That's horrible. That's like
Shattered
my worst
feet
nightmare.
and broken shins. Yeah, they're not climbing back up.
Oh my god, that's my worst nightmare. I hate that shit. Wow, that sucks. That sucks. Okay, I might just I'll just go to my next one. TikTok cosplayer killed friend while pretending to be Batman villain.
Joker?
No.
Was it Indian Joker?
No. So I read this whole thing. So this TikTok cosplayer, it's a female. She's a lady. She has 1.6 million followers, and her name is Mary Ann Oliver Snow, but her TikTok name is Yandere.freak. I went to her TikTok to see what she was up to, but it's on private now. Well, because here's the thing. I'll explain the story, and then I'll get to why I really wanted to go to her page.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, just to sum this up, I'm not going to read the details. It's just a very long article. But basically, what happened is she was drinking with a couple friends at her place in Houston, Texas, I believe. She had a gun there because her ex-boyfriend left it. And she was like, look, he showed me if I took out the bottom thingy that it doesn't shoot. Clip. She took out the clip.
But didn't check the chamber.
Yeah, most likely. So she took out the clip, and then she was like messing around with it. And she was pretending they were watching Gotham.
Okay.
And I guess the Penguin...
Yeah.
He's not Danny DeVito Penguin, which is
he's not the
upsetting to
big
me.
boy penguin. He's this little skinny boy penguin.
I think that guy was in that movie Accepted.
Might have been.
I think he had like ADD in that movie. But anyway, so I guess Penguin was waving around his gun, so she took out a gun. She's like, "Look, I'm Penguin." Ha 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 ha. Probably the one villain you don't want to be. I feel like Penguin's the least cool villain.
Yeah,
At least the
Danny
Penguin
DeVito ate a real fish in that fucking movie.
I mean, he bit off a guy's real nose.
That was some real method acting.
So she's waving it around, and then her friend, apparently at 1:30 a.m., came up to her and said, "Ooh, shoot me," as they were laughing. And she said, "Oh, okay." And I guess multiple witnesses attend to this. And she shot her point blank in the head. And she said, "I thought it was empty." And she was in shock and everything like that. God. Yeah, it was just like horrible. But here's the worst part.
Gets worse.
So she went on TikTok like a couple of days later or whatever, and she created this she cosplays, so she's kind of dressed as like Harley Quinn. It doesn't really look like a Harley Quinn like cosplay, but she got like bloody handprints behind her on like a white thing, and she's kind of got like similar to Harley Quinn, like, tube top type thing, and like some fishnets on her arms and like a choker thing. And I'm like, I don't know who she's cosplaying, but she fucking, let me see if the video will play, but like, it says like, I got red on my face, it's matching you.
Christ.
And it says like, and goodness, you're bleeding, what a wonderful feeling. You're down and you're pleading, my head is just reeling. And she's like doing like the cosplay, like, ooh woo shit, like the fucking the kawaii shit. And people were like, yo, you just like murdered your friend. And now she's like leaning into it and being like, ha ha ha, I'm Joker, I'm Harley
So
Quinn.
quirky.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, what the fuck? Obviously, like, I don't know, maybe this is like her way of coping or whatever, you know, it's like, I don't know, but it seems super fucked up to me, and it's just like one of those stories where you're just like, literally don't pick up a gun unless like you're somewhere with like a trained professional or like you definitely know how to use it. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. It's just not, there's so many stories of people just being like,
Yeah.
it's not loaded. Like,
And it is.
yeah. And drunk stories too. So if like you're drunk, that's, you know, that's when your inhibitions are down, and just don't touch them. Just don't touch them. You know?
Yeah. No, it's never touch a trigger unless you're ready to shoot something.
Exactly. So that's that fucked up story.
Yeah, that's not fun. You want to do a more fun one? I got one more here.
Joker loves fun story. Well, that was like Yoda.
Yeah, that was full blown Yoda. Funny story, Yoda like.
Funny story, Joker like.
Rest in peace, Frank Oz. I don't know if he's dead.
I don't think he's dead.
I don't think he is.
He's not dead.
All right. Elijah Wood says Lord of the Rings orc design was based off real life orc Harvey Weinstein.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
I mean, maybe, I guess orc. I'm thinking more of an urukai. Because they're bigger, but like...
well, the article has the photo of that one really ugly one that has like half the face is burnt. It's got the hair. I think he's the one that says like meat's back on the menu.
Is that the one who goes, I'm gonna play you like a stuck pig?
Nah, that was the skinny little one with the pointy nose. No, like
oh,
really
so
deep
that
eyes.
is an urukai.
No.
Meat's back on the menu, boys. Right?
No. I don't think a single urukai said a line.
No, urukai said that, I think. But my favorite part is that somebody broke that down and was like,
That means they have menus.
Yeah, they have menus, which means they know what restaurants are, which is so funny. But like, you can't build a fantasy universe, and just like not use terms that like humans know. You know what I mean?
All right, I googled it. You're right. An urukai does say that line. I was wrong. I guess they do have.
I just watched it recently, and I told
so
Katie.
good.
I told Katie, I was like, I think we need to watch it again. She's like, once every 10 years. I was like, that's an incorrect answer.
Oh man, I can't say how many times. Right now, my wife and I took on the brutal and daunting task of watching all the Marvel movies in chronological order.
No, we did too. Are you serious?
What, you did, or you're doing that?
We finished.
Oh yeah, we're on. We just finished Winter Soldier. Great movie.
Oh, you're kind
Even
of
if
in
you
the middle.
don't like Marvel stuff. Oh yeah, we haven't been doing it very long.
Ours took like 2 years because we just got kind of like
dude,
marveled out.
It's brutal. You get marveled out pretty quick, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. You got to kind
It
of
is a
throw
lot.
like some thrillers in there, some horrors, and some comedies.
Yeah, maybe some South Korean TV shows.
Squid Game. You know, you guys, I told David to watch Squid Game, and he watched all of it in 2 days.
No, that's the exact opposite. I told him last time we were recording to watch it. I was first. I was first this time.
David's really acting like the big bully in the Squid Game.
Shut up.
You're such a bully.
Shut up.
Go steal another egg, bully.
Hey, no
That's
spoilers.
not a
That's
spoiler.
my job.
That's not a spoiler. Yeah, we won't spoil anything.
Wait,
but,
you said steal another egg. Did I steal an egg?
Big bully.
This last weekend, I was at a wedding.
Did you steal an egg?
I did steal an egg, but so it was a wedding that it was I can say it was David the Coward's wedding.
Oh yeah.
And because everybody knows David the Coward here, and it had a lot of his college friends, which we did not go to college together. So during like the most of the wedding, I was sitting next to people I didn't know that I had just met like during this trip, and our name tags were held down with these pebbles.
Oh, I heard about this, and I didn't ask details.
I pretend to eat the pebble, and I basically put it in my mouth and then put it in the side of my cheek in the back and like open my mouth, and everybody thought I ate a rock the entire wedding.
You know what's crazy? I got I got a crazier thing for you. David's wife tweeted or not tweeted. She Instagram. I don't know what
Not
happened.
not
but
mine. Not mine.
No. Sorry,
Miss
David the Coward's wife shared a text that said, somebody said like our most responsible friend ate a rock, and I literally for the life of me could not figure out who she was talking about.
Oh well, someone else ate a rock thinking it was funny after I did it, and I think they actually did eat the rock.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say, I was like, now hearing that it was you really baffles me that she thought you were the most responsible friend.
Hey, I probably am the most responsible friend.
Well, I was talking to Katie and I said, I don't know who she's talking about because I don't even know how to measure responsibility.
I mean, I am the
Anyone
only
with a
30-year-old.
Anyone with a kid would be okay. You're the oldest, but like anyone with a kid is technically the most responsible, I guess. But like,
I've
or
got a
anyone with a
mortgage.
concealed carry.
Does a mortgage count?
I don't know. No, because the only difference between you and me is that you're paying into something, and I'm throwing my money away by paying rent. You're paying into a house, but we still both got to remember to pay our rent every month. It's just yours is called mortgage and mine's called rent. We're both responsible.
I'm married.
You're not responsible. Oh, now Riley's responsible for you.
Yeah, it's true.
Anyway, eat another rock. And my last story was I don't want to read it anymore, but it says French cop leaves suicide note unmasking himself as notorious Grail serial killer.
I read that. That's crazy.
Yeah,
He
So-
killed and raped a lot of people. He has a huge
Yeah.
piece of shit.
yeah, through the 1980s and
Maybe
1990s.
you should do him next week.
See, I don't.
Because I didn't know who he was until I saw that headline, and I was like, "Who's that killer?" And I looked into it, and he's actually pretty crazy. He did a lot of crazy shit.
Oh, did he?
Pretty sure he killed a lot of people.
Oh, maybe I should. Okay, maybe I'll just skip that one then.
That's
We already
kinda-
covered a shit ton.
Yeah, but that's you kind of do the murderers. I do like the Bigfoots.
You do like the wacky baseball stories.
Dude, I had another baseball story that I almost did the episode after the last one. I was like, I can't do two in a row. I don't even know how to play baseball.
I don't even know where you're getting these stories from.
Don't worry about it, man.
I feel like you have an almanac from like your grandpa's attic or something.
Dude, you don't even understand how the most difficult part of my every other week is trying to find a goddamn story to talk about on this
Dude,
podcast.
you don't know what I go through. I have panic
find shit.
attacks.
I can't find shit.
I'm like, I got to bring something good because David's going to bring another fucking baseball story. I got to bring something good because it's supposed to be like a Camp Strange podcast. You guys bring spooky stuff. And David's like, you guys ever heard of a fucking Pogs? I'm going to do a history of Pogs.
You watch yourself, man. Pogs, cool shit. Cool.
They're cool. Get that slammer.
And
Anyways,
to be fair, that guy got struck by lightning at a baseball game.
no, that was a good
Pretty
story.
cool.
No, I don't think there's anything wrong with your stories. I actually find them very interesting. I actually think it's a
I
breath
thought
of
it
fresh
was
air.
interesting.
I always say that to Katie. I'm like, you said it was funny. I said it was interesting. But no, I actually really like them. It's just I feel like sometimes I have to get pigeonholed into like doing the serial killer, and then I got to talk about a guy who like raped a kid, and I'm like, oh, why do I have to? And then you're like, why did you tell this story? I was like, we're running out of people.
Again, no one ever
only-
put a gun to your head and said you have to do a story about a kid getting raped.
There's only the rapist left. It
That's
sucks.
true.
I hate him.
There's a reason no one else talks about some of this shit.
You don't. I mean, we talk about this all the time, but like, there's so many stories that I read and I go, it's just too dark, or it's like,
Oh,
it's
God.
like it's supposed to be like a comedy podcast too, and I find like he kept a kid locked in a basement for 14 years, and then on the last day he said he was gonna let him go, and then he opened the door and the boy saw the light for the first time in 14 years, and then he stuck an axe in the back of his head, and I'm like, oh my God. Like,
Isn't that
it's
the worst
horrible.
when you spend 2 hours writing a story and then that's how it ends and you're like, well, looks like it's another orangutan story.
Looked like monkey coming in clutch, swinging into the last moment.
The monkey coming in hot.
So, yeah, that's just but my story's a little bit different today. You could call it lore, you could call it whatever you want, but I call it is lore. It is lore. It's a different kind of
Man.
lore.
Did I tell you one time I legitimately spent a long time writing a story and I found out at the end that it was it was like a cryptozoology. It was like a monster. Mm-hmm. And I read all this shit. I wrote all this shit about it. And at the very end of the article, I realized that it was the lore off of like a common enemy from like a video game.
Wait. It was like, what game?
I don't even know. I had no idea what game it was from. It sounds cool, but yeah, no, it was like some type of like monster that I thought was like some mythology kind of thing, and it really goofed me hard.
So, but
goofed and gaffed. I got reeled in.
So, here's the thing, David.
Yeah,
I might be guilty of that today.
Oh yeah, I like that.
But you know what? It's still lore if you think about it.
Oh, you know what? No, that's not what it was. I ended up doing the story.
Oh, okay.
I just left that part out.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. No, no, I'm kidding. It was like a real like crypto monster. Mm-hmm. But the majority of all of the information I found, like the good information that was like interesting,
was in video game.
It was like what was made for a video game. Like it wasn't actually like to the actual monster.
Well, that's the thing I was telling Katie. I was like, my story's a little bit unconventional today, but I'm like, the only difference between like lore and like, you know, movie, video game, comic book, whatever media lore is that like somebody got paid to create one lore and the other lore, some fucking guy in a cabin in the woods was like, Bigfoot put his penis in my mouth, and everyone's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? It's just like, it's fine. But you're going to like this one, David.
Good.
So should I just get into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
So I did not really create an intro for this one, but David, do you remember any horror movies you loved in like the early 2000s?
Cabin in the Woods?
No, that is a good one. But there's a certain horror movie that just...
That's not early 2000s.
Probably mid.
Yeah.
But this one was, I think, made in like around 2000. It was a 2001 film.
Okay.
It was one of my favorite growing up. I loved it so much. I bought it on DVD and I watched it so many times. I know you're a big fan of it too, but it was not a critical smash. It only made $20 million over its box office. It was made for like $41 million. It only made like 61 back. It was considered a flop. This director also made Ghost Ship. Have you seen that movie?
Of course.
Yeah, that movie intro is great on that one.
Yeah.
But that was the last movie he made, and he made this one before. It is a sequel to a 1960 film, and I will discuss both of them today. But this was one of my favorite films growing up. I freaking loved it.
Was it Warriors of Virtue?
No, did you just Google it?
No. But do you know what I'm talking about? Warriors of Virtue?
No.
Holy shit, if anybody listening right now has ever seen Warriors of Virtue, I've brought this up so many times. I honestly think it's not a real movie, even though you can Google it and it says it's a thing. I'm pretty sure no one has ever seen it before except for me, and I've watched the shit out of it. Do you want me to, can I just read the description real quick?
Sure, steal my thunder.
No, this is weird. Lame in one leg. I think that means he has a bad leg.
He does have a bad leg.
That's got to be bad.
That means his one of his legs a fucking nerd leg.
Must stink.
That's a stinky leg.
Lame in one leg. Ryan Jeffers.
Were you in this movie?
Yeah, that's why I like it. Lame in one leg. Ryan Jeffers, Mario Yedidia, has few friends in his high school and spends most of his time with Chinese restaurant chef Ming.
You know, when you run out of friends, I usually just go to the local Chinese restaurant and find Ming. Good guy.
So yeah, his only friend is the Chinese chef Ming.
The guy's like, I'm fucking working. He's like, come on, be my friend.
Who gives him the Book of Tao when he is goaded by the football team into a dangerous ceremony. Ryan falls into a whirlpool and emerges in the magical land of Tao. His leg is fully healed, and he is led to Master Chung, whose heroic warriors battle against greedy Lord Komodo. Ryan joins their fight. So this bio does not say like the one thing about this movie, which is the mighty warriors he hangs out with, which are basically kangaroo men.
What?
Yeah, there's these 5 kangaroo men. And they're like ninjas.
Oh.
They're basically the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but they're kangaroos.
What's the movie called?
It's called Warriors of Virtue. Do a quick Google on this.
I don't want to watch. I don't want to see this. Let me see. Warriors. Do you think that they didn't?
Just please Google it.
Did they? I'm looking at it right now. But did they not hang out with him because he had a bad leg?
The football team? You think the football team would have a kid with a bad leg?
Wait. Oh my God! They are Ninja Turtles, but kangaroos.
And
They're all
5
wearing
of them.
different colored kimonos.
They have different weapons. I think I think they were elements, and I think each one had like magical powers. It's been 25 years since I've seen this, but
this kangaroo man is making me feel some type of way.
You know where to
Wow.
watch Venom 2? No. Where to watch Warriors?
We're never gonna get to mine.
I'm sorry, but hold on. Yeah, go ahead.
Where to watch it? Yeah, we're gonna fucking watch it right now. Anyway, David,
let's just do that.
I need your full undivided attention for this because the lore I'm about to speak of today is of a movie that is fantastic, still holds up to this day in my opinion, and just an overall. You guys gotta pop.
Hold on, give me another hint. Who's in it?
If I tell you, you're gonna get it.
Try to give me like an obscure hint that I would have to think about.
Shannon Elizabeth is in it. The girl from American Pie who's like the foreign exchange student.
I didn't realize she was in anything else besides American Pie.
Tony Shalhoub is in it. And if I tell you the last
I
person,
met
you're
Tony
gonna get
Shalhoub.
it. You're gonna get on the last person.
Go Pack, go.
Matthew Lillard's in it. Oh, come on.
Scooby-Doo?
No. The movie I'm going to discuss today is
13 Ghosts?
13 Ghosts.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh.
No, that makes sense that that's the same guy who did Ghost Ship, because honestly, I kind of can't remember which one's which. And that is a good movie, because I remember the one, you know which ghost I remember. The one everybody remembers.
The one that made me very sexually confused as a child?
Yeah, the one that really just fucked everything. I would blame her completely on this podcast.
I think the word you're looking for is, I mean, the name you're looking for is, where is it?
The prom queen?
It is
the cheerleader. The prom. They all had code names like that, like the Jackal. The Jackal was one, right?
No, it's the Bound Woman.
The Bound Woman. Okay.
Yeah, I believe so.
Wasn't the Jackal like the scariest one?
No, it's not the Bound Woman.
I didn't think so. I swear, I thought it was like the prom queen.
Angry Princess.
Oh, Angry Princess. Okay.
Anyway, we'll get into it. So, like I want to say, so if you guys don't know about this movie, it's a 2001 movie that was actually, I want to tell you this first, it was remade from a 1960s movie by William Castle, director of House on Haunted Hill, which was also a 1960 film, or around that time. So House on Haunted Hill was another big one in the 90s. I think Owen Wilson was in it. It wasn't as scary. It was just kind of spooky. But these are two movies made by this like very prominent horror director.
That was like when horror movies were good.
In the 90s or in the 60s?
In like the early 2000s, I felt like they had way bigger budgets back then. Like
They
nowadays,
did.
they have tiny budgets for that shit.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, $41 million for 13 Ghosts, which like you would never see today.
It's a well done movie. Like
it's very well made. I mean, we'll get into it. I'm just gonna give a little synopsis on it, but just to give the synopsis of the 1961. But like House on Haunted Hill, like I said, the William Castle film starred Vincent Price, and he had a shit ton of other movies from the 50s and 60s. And basically, the 1960s movie is about a guy named like Cyrus or whatever, who it's very similar to the 2001 film where he finds out that his uncle died and he left him this house with treasure inside of it. So he shows up there with his family and he's like, I'm going to find the treasure and like keep this house. And there's an executor there who's like, I'm the lawyer guy. Here's the house. But the executor knows that there's like hidden treasure in the house. So they go into the house. They find out that there's a bunch of ghosts inside the house. But the executor is like, here, there's like a little boy in the movie, and he tells the little boy, you go find the treasure. Like, there's treasure in the house. And the little boy goes, like, find the treasure. He, like, finds it, I believe. And then the executor tries to kill the little boy. And what you find out is that the lawyer guy actually killed the uncle, too. But how he fucking killed him was... He constructed like some fucking bed. You know how beds used to have 4 banisters going up and then like a canopy above?
I mean, they still have that. You're just not rich enough to see it.
Yeah, you're right. I feel like they
wrecked,
have them
bitch.
in like the Maldives. You know, like really tropical places still have them for sure.
Well, those
But
are bug nets, you dipshit.
there's a scene in fuck off. Basically, he creates like the guy like has his bed and it. When the uncle was sleeping in it, the fucking canopy thing like lowered down and crushed the uncle and killed him. So the lawyer killed this guy so he could like find the treasure or something. And basically what happens is like the kid's sleeping in the bed and the executor is like, I'm going to kill the kid now. He flips the switch and all of a sudden the uncle's ghost shows up, wakes the kid up. The kid crawls out of the bed as the thing's like about to crush him. And then the executor gets so scared of the ghost to run away. He like slowly crawls in the bed and then he gets crushed by the bed. It's
Classic. Love that.
It's so stupid. But basically,
It's not. Don't say it's stupid.
It's not stupid.
It's not stupid.
It's not stupid. But of course, I'll get into the 2001 film. But I just want to tell you the ghosts in the 1960s one because they're just my favorite. So the spirits included, they didn't have like any backstory to them besides like maybe 1 or 2. And they look like they're like literally decorations that like you put on your window of just like.
You get them from Albertsons for
Dude,
like $30.
It's so bad. Some of them are better than others. Some of them are just like translucent people or animals, and other ones are just like literally a drawing of a ghost. It's like horrible. So
Are you gonna go into like how the ghosts are there?
Well, not for the 1960s film because
They didn't have the science then.
They didn't really give even that much backstory, but so they have the wailing lady. There's a couple that are explained. So we have the wailing lady. The clutching hands, a fiery skeleton.
Well, that's my like spirit animal is a screaming fiery skeleton.
I went on like the Wikipedia and they're like, this skeleton is dead. We assume that he died by fire. Like there's no backstory.
They could have at least made it up. Fuck
Exactly.
it.
Well,
You
this
could make it up now and people be like, like it.
Yeah, I would totally believe it. Yeah. So this is one of my favorite. An Italian chef continuously murdering his wife and her lover in the kitchen. He also like throws a milk bottle, which is very fun. A floating head, a hanging lady, an executioner holding a severed head, a fully grown lion with its headless tamer, Shattuck the Great. And I think that's it.
Okay.
But that's my.
That's where the budget went. Was the fucking lion? God
Dude,
damn.
they put a real lion in there, but it was like translucent, so it was just kind of like a white looking lion, kind of that you could like see through. And the kid was like, "Oh!" and like it just roars, and then there's like a headless tamer guy walking around. And the story behind the Italian chef is he caught his wife cheating with her lover in the kitchen, and he murdered both of them, and then like
Cooked them.
killed himself.
Oh, you didn't cook them?
He might have cooked them. Let's just say he cooked them. Okay. But then, so he's stuck in the house. And then the Shattuck the Great, who's the lion tamer, apparently put his head. This was my favorite. This is the only one
doing this move.
Yeah, he's doing the old school fucking 1950s. I put my head in the lion's mouth. What the people do it to Gator now. Oh, the Gator. So, but he put his head in the lion's mouth. This is my favorite description. And the lion bit down and killed him and ripped his head off. And then it said, the lion is known to have died by natural causes. So, like, the lion fucking ripped this guy's head off, and then they said the lion just a lion ghost because it died by natural causes.
He just died.
He just did. But so there's not a lot of backstory to this. But the 2001 film, I'll just run through a little synopsis of it, just the beginning of it. It's basically about Tony Shalhoub and his family.
Go
and
Pat, go.
They're very poor, and they get a house, an inheritance from his long lost uncle he doesn't really know. And the house is just this big fucking like glass house that has
Don't throw stones and you live in a glass house.
Oh yeah, you know that. So he just has like a bunch of like mechanisms and shit. He's like, what's going on here? Basically, what you find out, Matthew Lillard, Scooby from Scooby-Doo, shows up, and
it's crazy. I met the two best actors in this when I was a small child.
You met the two best actors to be alive.
It's true.
So they go in. They're like, we're gonna get this house. And then they have, like, the executor there with them and shit like that, who's, like, the lawyer guy being like, this is your new house. And then Matthew Lillard's like, hey, what's up? I was your uncle's friend. Or, like, he, like, lies about something. Basically, you find out that, like, the uncle was, like, a ghost hunter. He went and found all these certain ghosts because of this black zodiac, which I will describe in a second, and he locks him in these cells. And Matthew Lillard was like his partner in crime to help him catch all these ghosts, and now he's like showing up there to make sure the ghosts like don't get out or like release the ghosts. I can't really remember completely, but so the black zodiac, which is what basically he was like basing the ghost captures off of. It says the black zodiac is a dark inversion of the normal zodiac. Like its celestial counterpart, the more eldritch black zodiac is divided into 12 arcane signs. Unlike its counterpart, these signs represent 12 earthbound ghosts necessary to gain access to the ocularis infernum, which of course means in Latin, eye of hell, and it is located in hell. It's an eye located in hell that once opened will allow its users, whoever is able to control it, to the power to see everything in the past and future, heaven and hell, the blessed and the damned. So basically, like the thing in the middle of this house is like the eye of hell, and you need all 13 parts of this black zodiac in order to be like the most powerful spiritual person on earth or something like that. And the uncle was collecting these basically in order to like fulfill this mechanism, prophecy, whatever you want to call it. And I mean, we could do a little run through as we go through the ghosts of our favorite parts of this film. It's been 20 years. If you guys haven't seen it, I highly suggest you watch it.
One.
I don't think us talking about it will even take away from the film, besides maybe some spoilers we bring up possibly. Yeah. But these backstories of these ghosts are actually not described in the movie. That's what I found.
Well, was this not a book or anything?
No, this wasn't a book. It was that 1960 film.
Huh.
But the 1960 film did not have any of these parts in it. The 1960 film was like literally 13 ghosts in a house, and then they like took the title and went, we're going to completely remake this with like a Zodiac and Eye of Hell and everything like that.
I guess my big question is the old one, was it spooky scary? Like, was it intended to be like a horror film, or was it like a, because you said there's like a little kid, like it was supposed to be kind of like a more like PG-13 kind of thing, or
well, in the 1960s everything was kind of PG-13. There was no like, you know, sexuality or gore, or it was more of a thriller. It's basically a horror movie back then was like a thriller now, you know what I mean? It's just like it's just very tense situations and everything like that. But
well, okay, not to bring it up, but like kind of like Squid Game. Like, would you call that a horror or a thriller?
That's a thriller.
Okay.
There's gore and there's like elements to it that you could maybe call horror, but it's a straight up thriller in my opinion. That's not a. This cat is trying to fucking jump on my lap right now in this chair, and I am trying to.
God, these goddamn cats.
Katie, can you call the cat?
This is a staple at this point. Fucking cats.
Fuck, she's got her headphones sounds on this cat is just insane. It's gonna jump up here and fuck up everything. Anyway, so, so, so basically, like I said, the backstory of these ghosts are not discussed in the movie at all. Maybe like one or two, like the big ones, but a lot of them are not.
Because I kind of remember like them like breaking into like who they were. Again, dude, it's been so long since I've seen this movie. I just remember loving it as a kid when I shouldn't have been watching it.
Dude, you really have to rewatch it because it's so good. It's so good. Like I don't know if it holds up to everybody else, but like I love it. It's just like so nostalgic.
This was made what you said like 2004,
2001.
2001. So this movie is not new by any means. So obviously it's gonna look dated. It's not like our beautiful baby Lord of the Rings, which will always look good. I swear. It
kind of looks good still.
Does it? Okay.
Like the makeup, they use a lot of practical effects, and like
that's when it all went downhill. Is when we stopped using practical.
And honestly, you know some of the best scenes in this, and like the gore. Like, okay, we can't talk about like the executor dying. Remember that guy? Remember that move with the door that closes on him?
Oh yeah.
And they cuts him hot dog style.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, like the best. Anyway, so something that did this cat is just give me a second. No, get away. Oh my god, I love this cat. Katie, can you call the cat? She's not listening. No one listens to me in this house.
So I don't know if you're
she's
aware.
Calling the cat. Thank you, I love you.
I don't know if you're aware, but I think 13 Ghosts is on HBO Max.
Oh, is it really? Okay,
I
good.
believe it is. So anybody that wants to watch it.
Yeah. So, but yeah, some great deaths in this movie. Really good practical effects. The editing and everything about it was like, I thought was like really cool. Really like, there's some cheesy parts for sure, like some of the CGI at the end, but like overall, not a bad movie. Okay. So, like I said, let's get into these ghosts. I'm going to tell you the lore of these ghosts because most of them aren't explained besides maybe a handful. So the first ghost is the firstborn son. And it is a ghost of a little bratty boy named Billy Michaels who so he looks like a he's wearing a Native American headdress and he has an arrow going through his head. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
So he loved to pretend to be a cowboy, and one day another little kid challenged Billy to a duel, but Billy's cap gun was no match for the boy's real steel-tipped arrow that Billy's ghost still carries. Unlike most of the ghosts, this is one that is a mild threat, never attacking anyone and just saying, "I want to play." So he's kind of like not a violent ghost like the other ones. But also one more little fun fact is that like you can watch all of these, you could hear all of these descriptions in like the special features, and I had it on DVD, and that's where I originally heard about all these because I was like obsessed with it. I was like, oh my god, this is like the coolest thing ever. I loved it, and it gives like a backstory of every ghost. So, you know, Billy was not a real big part of the movie. He was just kind of there.
They had to have a kid in there. They had to have a creepy kid.
Creepy kid.
Probably a reference to the first movie.
But it's also weird because they also say, yeah, well, I mean, there is a little kid in it. The little like Latino boy is like Shannon,
like the dead
Shannon
ones.
Elizabeth and like the little boy.
Yeah.
But the one thing that did carry over from the 1960s film is that they have to put on glasses to see them. Do you remember the clear glasses that they had to put on to watch them?
Oh, yeah.
So yeah. So the next one is and what? Damn it! I keep forgetting these little fun facts. So they said that he was like a fan of cowboys and Indians, and he's dressed as a cowboy, but he's wearing a Native American like feather on his head. Yeah, and it doesn't make sense because he's supposed to be like a cowboy, but he's wearing like the Indian, the Native American headdress with the arrow going through his head. So it's kind of contradictory a little bit, but like, it's fine. So the next one we have is the torso. And that's Jimmy the Gambler Gambino was a gambler in the early 1900s who caught the attention of the mafia. After he lost a boxing bet and didn't have the money to pay up, the mafia cut him into pieces and wrapped him in cellophane, dumping the remains in the ocean. His ghost appears as a torso with a severed head nearby and is more of a neutral spirit than an actively hostile one. Like I said, this guy, I mean, you can't really be that hostile if you're a torso.
Yeah, not
But
much
that
you can
one-
do.
That one scared the fuck out of me. I think he
Well,
was just
yeah.
like, he had no legs and he was just dragging himself like wrapped in cellophane, and there's like a head on the ground, and it was just like, oh my God, man. Yeah. So this next one, the bound woman, Susan Legow, was the richest girl in town and was very popular. Her one flaw was the way she toyed with boys and men. During her senior prom night, she was killed by a jilted ex named Chet Walters, a star quarterback, after catching her cheating with another guy. The ghost lures Bobby into the dangerous basement and still shows in her prom attire bound ropes holding her arms. I don't really remember her that much. I'm going to see like...
Yeah, and I'm now trying to like look up if there's like an album somewhere where I can see all of them.
Oh, don't type in bound woman without typing in 13 ghosts after it. There's a fucking picture of an old lady tied to a post.
No.
No, like sexually.
No. That's
Oh, I
worse.
see her. Okay, wait. This girl, I remember her now. Yeah, she's kind of like tied up. She has like a
crown.
She has a necktie around her neck, and her like arms are like tied behind her and stuff like that. So like obviously like this.
Dude, the torso on the collector's box set has all of them on it.
Oh,
like in
they're
cartoon.
It's great. It's great. So the next one, I don't remember her that well, but we'll get into the heavy hitters soon. So the withered lover, Jean. Oh, yeah, this is one of the ghosts. So it's Jean Criticos, was a happy and devoted wife and mother. She died as a result of fire injuries at St. Luke's Hospital half a year before the events of the film began. And unlike most of the ghosts, she is not dangerous. She is benevolent. And for all of us know, that is Tony Shalhoub's wife. And she's a nice ghost. She just like has some burns on her. She's carrying her around a little hospital IV. She's fine. She's not really in the movie that much either. The Torn Prince is next, and that's Royce Clayton. And he was a gifted and famous teenage baseball player in the 1950s who caught the eye of colleges around the USA. Thanks to his challenger, a greaser who set him up, Royce died in an accident caused by cut brake lines as he was racing. He went on like to a drag race, and the other guy cut his brakes. His remains are so he flipped his car like 3 times and he like burned up in it and like died. And his remains are still buried at the baseball diamond, and his ghost carries his baseball bat. So the Torn Prince was one of the spooky ghosts, but not too spooky. But he was like very. I remember that scene.
Aggressive?
Yeah, when Matthew Lillard has to take off the wall, and then the fucking guy's like hitting the baseball bat against the glass that like protects him.
Yeah.
And there's like sparks flying every time he hits it with the baseball bat.
Which doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense at all. But that's
like a wooden baseball bat on plexiglass.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's special glass with like things written on it. There's also like a famous rapper lady in it who like never kind of came to be like anyone of note. I feel like like she was kind of like a Lil Kim, but like what was her name?
I think her name was
I think her name was Raw Digga or something like that. Let me see.
Name one like early 2000s horror film that didn't have a rap artist in it.
That's true. Like Ja Rule was killing it, you know, right?
Ice Cube. Well, I'm sure Ice Cube, but I was thinking more. Boy, there's a helicopter going to my house. Where am I, LA?
Yeah.
Fuck. LL Cool J was in all of them.
Oh yeah. Deep Blue. Deep Blue Sea. Great. Yeah. Raw Digga was like the nanny. She was like the comedic, the comedic side character, but she was great, and I loved her. So
I loved her very much.
Next we have the Angry Princess, and that's Dana Newman, who was here we go. Dana Newman was a beautiful but abused lady who lived in the later 1900s. She had plastic surgery to alter her perceived flaws, and after a botched experiment that mutilated her eye, she brutally killed herself in a bathtub at the clinic. Her ghost often carries blood, is naked, and carries the same knife she used to commit suicide. So if you guys don't know the Angry Princess, you guys haven't seen 13 Ghosts. Because
It's kind of hard to miss.
I just remember, like, I was like, this is confusing to me. It really sent the wrong message to my young brain. I was just like, what's going on here? She looks horrible, but I'm still attracted. Are you Googling her?
No, of course not.
I want to Google her now.
No, I finally found one page that had all of them on it.
Oh, okay. That's good. Angry Princess. Yeah, really freaky. Ooh, people like cosplay her. That's a fun cosplay.
Because she hated Shannon Elizabeth's character because she was like naturally pretty.
Yeah, she was pretty, and she was like not obviously fucked up. But like, I just remember like, wow, yeah, she's horrifying.
It looks bad now for sure, but as 11-year-old kid,
that's all we got. This is before the internet. This is. And it's funny because like they say that she killed herself in a bathtub. She has like big cut marks all over her body.
Yeah, she looks like she went through a blender.
How did she kill herself? This is insane. So yeah, she was a fan favorite for sure in my mind. The pilgrimess, Isabella Smith, came to North America as a colonialist in order to find a new life after being an orphan in England. The tight-knit community ostracized and ignored her and used her as a scapegoat, being accused of witchcraft when crops and animals mysteriously died. Oh, don't you love it when you could just blame somebody else for your shitty farming and negligence of your animals? She denied such accusations, but she was trapped in a burning barn. Like, they tried to burn her in a barn, but managed to escape unharmed. And that only just, like, sealed her fate, sealed the deal as, the stupid fucking dumb witch trials where they're like, we're going to strap you to a chair and throw you in the water. And if for some miraculous reason you survive, then you're a witch. And they're like, so if I die, I'm not a witch. And then they're like, yeah, that's how that works. And you're like, oh yeah, this is fucking ass backwards.
Yeah, it's like Monty Python.
Yeah, she turned me into a newt. I got better. So she died of starvation after being condemned to the pillory, which is the stocks. So they put her in the stocks, and people threw tomatoes at her and rocks and stoned her, and like she ended up starving to death. And she carries with her as a ghost the pillory around her, so she has her arms and head in the stocks. And I don't know if you remember her in the movie, but she has the big wooden things around her, if you guys don't know what stocks are. And her skin is badly damaged, of course, because she was in the sun 24/7. You got to wear that sunscreen, guys.
Yeah.
So the Great Child, which was one of the ones that really kind of like
fuck that one.
He didn't do much, but like I remember how gross that one was.
It's the one thing I can't do.
What's that?
Describe him. Tell me what's gross about him, because it's the one thing I can't do.
So Harold Shelburne, they really covered all their bases, I have to say, with these ghosts of like sexy, gross, not harmful,
scary,
sexy again,
intimidating,
one more sexy,
another sexy one, like the dire mother sexy.
So Harold Shelburne, the Great Child, was a mentally disabled man who never outgrew diapers. Oh shit. Oh my God, David.
We found him.
Ladies
and gentlemen, we got him.
We found our candidate. So he never outgrew diapers and had to be spoon-fed until as a fully grown adult. He often made baby sounds as well, disturbing. After being mocked, teased, and tormented relentlessly all his life, he caused a massacre at the old freak show where he and his mother, Margaret Shelburne, lived. You see, some of the freaks had kidnapped and killed his mother as a joke one night. I think they like locked her in a trunk because she was like really tiny, and she ended up like dying and suffocating. And the circus owner Jimbo had so basically when he found out his mother died, he like took these axes and like killed everybody at the circus, killed all the other freaks, and then destroyed everything at the circus. And Jimbo, the circus owner, had Harold mutilated beyond recognition, and his ghost appears as Harold did in life, with a small patch of hair, a bib covered in vomit, and cloth diapers. He still holds the axe that he used to kill his enemies. So he's like a big fat guy in diapers who has like vomit on his face and just like is absolutely disgusting. So
yeah, the vomit thing, gross. That's like the one I can't do puke. Dog, I can't do dog puke. I wake my wife up in the middle of the night and say, the dog threw up into the bed again.
The dog puked. The invisible dog fucking puked somewhere. It's invisible puke, but I feel it. It's in my toes.
Yeah, stop saying that. Well, I think there's one aspect. I'm not trying to correct you in your story here. But when I was looking for the pictures of all of them, I found a page that had a little bio, and it said that. Did you talk about who Harold's papa was? His bad daddy.
Oh wait, maybe. I mean, I'm about to talk about the.
It
dire
might be
mother.
in the dire mother.
The tall man.
Yeah, well, read dire.
Okay, so the dire mother, Margaret Shelburne, Harold's mother, was a shy little lady standing 3 feet tall. She never could stand up for herself. At the freak show where she lived, she was raped by the tall man.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, that's why like Harold's so big. So like he was another circus freak and gave birth to her illegitimate son Harold, whom she loved more than life itself. She smothered and spoiled him from infancy and never stopped as he grew. This is the main reason for Harold's mental handicap. I don't think that's true. For caring too much?
Well, I don't know. I mean, you neglect a child enough from like learning. Yeah.
Oh, like she just treated him like a baby for so long that he just stayed a baby forever. Yeah. That does make sense. So the two were abused to the point where Harold killed almost the entire circus after Margaret died, and as ghosts they remained together, with Harold being protective. Like the torso, she is not aggressive and is more of a neutral spirit. So she, again, is a neutral spirit. Yeah, she's cool. She just won't feed her big old fat baby. Yeah. But fuck, man.
Won't clean the baby because he's fucking covered in yellow puke.
Yeah. Is it yellow or is it green?
It's yellow. I'm looking at a picture right now. It looks like it's cream corn.
Oh, my God.
Get the corn out of here. Get the corn away.
So if you guys don't know from the movie, a lot of these ghosts are kind of like in the background, kind of chilling, kind of like looking at you. There's some of them, like I said.
I mean, for fuck's sakes, there's 13 of them. The movie's only an hour and a half, so
yeah, you can only have so many ghosts interact, and some has to be exposition. You know how it is. But these next three last three are the heavy hitters.
Oh,
and
no pun intended.
I mean, I guess like it would be 12 ghosts because the 13th ghost is supposed to be like the lover,
the dad, the owner.
Yeah, it's Tony. It's Monk. Monk is supposed to be the 13th. But basically, these are the three hitters that fucked me up in the head, and literally this next one scared the shit out of me to the point of no return. So the Hammer.
I see the Jackal was the one that scared me. The Jackal scared me so much that I remembered his name after all these years.
Yeah, see, the Jackal usually scares people the most, but the Hammer scared me the most. So the Hammer was a happy and honest family man and blacksmith. George Markley was falsely accused of stealing by a higher-up named Nathan and threatened with exile from their old western town. George refused to leave, and his family was lynched by Nathan and his band of thugs while walking home from the town market one day. So if you guys don't know this too, the Hammer is black. He's a black guy, so like this is obviously like more
A racial thing.
Yes, exactly. They lynched his family. Seeking justice in the corrupt town, George took his blacksmith hammer and killed those responsible. But the town folks, so he beat them to death with his hammer. He just like fucking pummeled them to death. And
obviously, like blacksmith, like old school blacksmith, the dude's just like a massive jacked guy.
He's a massive jacked guy, and the hammer is fucking gigantic too. It's like a sledgehammer. It's like a tiny. It's like, I don't know, medium-sized sledgehammer. It's like a big fucking hammer. Yeah. So George took his blacksmith hammer and killed those responsible, but the town folks chained him to a cree and drove railroad spikes into his body. His left hand was then cut off, and his hammer was crudely attached to. His ghost is one of the more angry spirits and is partially responsible for one of the deaths. I'm not going to bring it up just in case you guys watch it, but it's when the hammer is at the end of the hallway. I shit so much blood out my ass. It's the scariest thing I've ever seen. I can't. He has railroad spikes coming out of him. He is so fucking scary looking. But of course, these next two are also high contenders, and I feel like if you choose any one of these, I would not argue with you. Just the Hammer was my guy. The Hammer was my dude. So the next one is the Jackal. See, born to a prostitute in 1887, Ryan Kuhn developed a sick appetite for women, attacking and raping strays and prostitutes in the night. What does that mean, strays? Like dogs?
Yeah, sure. No, stray like people.
Like women walking around.
Yeah.
Like stray people.
They don't matter.
Is that like the boy who was raised by wolves? The Jackal's like, I gotta rape that kid. Like, oh my God, Jackal, don't do it. He's had a hard enough life. Get up. What are you doing? So he would attack people at night, you know. He voluntarily. Here's the weird thing about the Jackal. He's kind of responsible. He's kind of the most responsible friend I have, because he voluntarily went to Boreham Institute for treatment to cure this problem. Which is really funny. He checked himself into a mental institution. So I guess you could say he might swallow a rock or two.
Yeah, maybe.
But the medical practices made him much worse. Oh, of course. Causing him to go completely insane after years of solitary confinement. Having his head... This is the thing that is most noticeable about the Jackal. Having his head locked in a cage after breaking out of his straitjacket and developing a hatred of humanity. So they would tie him up with in the straitjacket so tight that he would still still find a way to bust out of it and like bite people. So they put his fucking head in like a cage, like a lantern cage, and as you guys probably remember, the front of the lantern cage is like all like bent outward, like he can
still nibble.
He can nibble in there. Put your fingy in there. He gonna get nibble.
You still get a little snack.
So when the asylum burst into flames, he chose to stay behind and perish in the fire. Fucking nuts, dude. His ghost carries his torn straitjacket with the torn cubic head cage and is called a sign of hell's winter. He is one of the more aggressive and violent ghosts, attacking and nearly killing Kathy before Kalina saves her. I mean, I don't want to give too many spoilers, but and last but not least, we got to get to the big bad boy that we see in the very first scene of the movie. David, do you remember who this is? When they're
I looked at the list and I saw all the names and I already forgot. I know it's something.
It's the scariest name.
Oh, yeah, I think I know what it is.
Who is it?
I'm the Juggernaut, baby.
Yeah, the Juggernaut, which is honestly like the fucking scariest name.
It's a cool name.
The opening scene is them catching the Juggernaut. So Horace Breaker Mahoney was born very disfigured and was an outcast his entire life. His mother abandoned him at a tender age, and his dad put him to work in the junkyard, using his unusual strength to crush cars. That's kind of strange. I feel like you
gotta be really strong.
Who buys a junkyard and was like, I can't afford the car crusher? Good
Get
thing
that
I got
big
this
boy.
fucked up son. Here, fucked up son. Fuck up this car real quick. You got it, Dad. So after his dad died, Horace went insane. I could say that the guy crushing cars for a living was already probably a little insane. So
Maybe just a wee bit.
Horace went insane. He would take motorists and hitchhikers, tear them apart with his bare hands, and feed the remains to his dogs. After several of these murders, he was arrested. So what he would do is he would bring motorists, apparently, like after their car would break down, he'd bring them to the junkyard, and then he'd rip them apart with his hand, feed them to dogs. Crazy.
Yeah. I mean, you can crush a car. You can crush a man.
If you could dodge a wrench, you could dodge a ball. So after several years of murders, he was arrested, and a SWAT team shot and killed him when he broke free of his handcuffs. You can't put that man in handcuffs. He crushed cars for a living.
For sure.
They're like, what's your
6
occupation?
handcuffs.
What's your occupation? Crushing cars. We got like 40 zip ties back here, buddy. So he broke the handcuffs, and they as a ghost, he remained at the junkyard with his body riddled with bullet holes, killing intruders. So they put his kill count up into the 40s or 50s, making the ghost one of the most evil and dangerous of the 12. But here's the best part. After he broke out of the handcuffs, apparently he killed like 2 or 3 officers, and they had to fucking shoot 50 rounds into his ass. Not his ass, but his whole body.
Oh, okay. So not just directly into his cheeks.
No,
They didn't
no,
cheek him
no.
up that good.
He ain't Swiss cheese that bad. Just poop coming out like a fucking shower head.
Like one of them Play-Doh boys. You put it in, you push his head down and squeeze out his buns.
Exactly. My boy pooped like a shower head.
It's the spaghetti maker.
So that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's the 12 ghosts. And the 13 ghost is Tony Shalhoub, the best actor to ever grace the silver screen.
Go, Pat, go. I said a million times, I met Tony Shalhoub in the fan store in Green Bay.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I went to a Packer game when I was a kid, and we saw him at the the fan store where you buy, sweatshirts and shit.
Isn't that crazy? When he grabbed the cheese head off the fucking counter, he looked over at you and he went,
He spat in my face.
no, he put it on his head and he goes, hey, look at me, I'm the Juggernaut's ass.
This might have been no.
This is not pre-2001, right? You were in 6th grade?
I didn't know that.
Because you're 2 years older than me, and I was in 4th grade. Dude, 9/11, you ever remember it?
Oh yeah,
You're
Never
never
forget.
you're never not supposed to remember it.
that's true. That's kind of the whole motto of it.
It's the whole motto, man.
I know Monk was really big when we saw him. I don't know what year's Monk was.
Monk was big. Monk was when I was in it was a little bit after that. I think
Monk was never small.
I think they I think they saw this and they went, this guy needs to be a fucking OCD detective.
Monk was 2002 to 2009, so he filmed this movie the summer before.
Yeah, I remember watching the behind the scenes of Monk, and the guy was like, I remember watching 13 Ghosts, and I said, this fucking 13 Ghost needs to be a detective in San Francisco who can't stand dirt.
Man, you Google the word Monk on Image Google, and it's a fun ride.
It's a lot of friars.
It's a lot of like Thai monks, and then Tony's just mixed into all of it.
Ooh, I was picturing like a Gregor Mendel splicing a pea pod.
No, there's like a few. There's a couple of those for sure, but for the most part, it's all like Buddhist monk.
Yeah, of course. Well, just to wrap this up, I'd have to say the movie is fantastic. They're worth watching just for the ghosts alone. And our boy Matthew Lillard gives
love that
an
man.
outstanding performance. Shaloub, of course. Shannon Elizabeth, yes. Little boy, pretty fun. Has a Razor scooter. That's enough nostalgia right there for you. Raw Digga, so good. And we didn't even mention Cyrus. Cyrus the uncle. Oh, and possibly
Wasn't he like the bad guy?
he was probably a bad guy. He might be a bad guy, but here's the thing that we never talk about the scene that fucked me up the most. And that was when the woman, his like sidekick, like his hot sidekick, she was like pretty hot, the brunette.
The big squish.
Oh, dude, you remember? Yeah. She tries to steal like the book, and it happens. There's no build up to it. The door closes. She runs. The door closes. She turns around. The other door closes, and then all of a sudden, the walls start closing in on her. And my God, ladies and gentlemen, you have to see that to
It's
fucking.
It's just the big squish because that's not practical.
Talk. They did it. They really did it.
It is practical. They killed.
Oh my God! Wait! Was that lady? Wait! Oh my God! Wait! If 13 goes, if that lady is who I think it is, holy shit!
She did get the big squish.
No! It is! Oh my God! Dude, the lady that gets squished is Miss Honey from Matilda. No one.
I never watched Matilda. I know.
I kind of had a crush on Miss Honey.
Oh, I didn't call her Miss Honey for no reason, eh?
She was also in the new movie Old, if you want to see that.
What was that?
It's an M. Night Shyamalan movie that just came out.
Is that the one at the beach?
Yeah. Let's go to the beach. Beach?
I thought that was called The Beach.
Nope. It's called Old. But damn, it's Miss Honey. Oh, I love that. That's so fun. Oh my God, did she date the guy, the main character? Did she date Gordon from Gotham?
Yeah, man.
Whoa, good for
I don't
him.
know what you're talking about.
And good for her. The guy who from the OC, he was in Gotham.
He was good. I don't understand why his career fell apart. Was it like the David Schwimmer effect where like no one can see past
He was in Gotham. He was in Gotham.
But besides that,
I
mean
think
Gotham was I watched a little bit of Gotham. It was fun.
No, what's that guy's name? Benjamin McKenzie. He did okay. Benjamin.
He doesn't look like a Benjamin.
He doesn't.
He looks like a
kinda
Sam.
does. Benjamin McKenzie. Dude, he's doing okay. Oh, you know who he's married to? He's married to the lady from you know what? I'm just throwing out all these fucking obscure references. Doesn't help. Just move on. He was a cop in Southland. Yeah,
That's right.
He's doing fine.
I just thought he could do bigger.
You know what? You're right. He could always do bigger because this guy is a national treasure. He dated Miss Honey. Good for him. Anyway, that's my story. Go watch 13 Ghosts. I hope it's on HBO Max. I hope you're right, David. But
I'm pretty positive it is.
go watch it. The squish is worth it.
It's October now, so load up the horror movies.
It's spooky month. Watch it. Just throw it on. It's such a fun nostalgia bomb. It's fun. It's kind of campy. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's a good one.
I'm done.
All right, Tobin. Today we're going to be taking a nice long trip over to the land of Zimbabwe. What's your favorite spot in Zimbabwe? Like you're there. It's like 3 p.m. You're like hungry, but you're looking for like a small dish. Where are you going?
Watering hole.
Yeah, you like that? You like that cantina?
Yeah. I like a little.
I remember thinking I could play that song note by note on my recorder when I was like 7. And
could you?
I mean, I thought I could, but I'd still want to apologize to my family. So in 1994, at the Ariel School located in Ruwa, Zimbabwe, around 60 small children looked into the sky in disbelief. A sight so unbelievable, all 60 of these kids could not convince many people what they saw was real. All 62 of these kids saw one thing, and that was a UFO.
I thought you said there's 60 of them. Now you're saying there's 62 of them.
I said there was around 60, and now I'm just saying there's 62.
Okay. I don't know if the story checks out. No, I'm just kidding.
Now the 63 kids seeing Kidding.
I was just gonna roll with it. I was like, okay. And there's one of the aliens is standing next to him. You're like, what the fuck is that, guys?
Now what the 62 kids were seeing wasn't just the whole thing, since a handful of the kids who witnessed the event claimed to have actually had communication with some of the aliens.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. So some of the kids got special treatment.
Threw a cell phone down there.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is 94.
A big cell phone.
A car phone?
Yeah, those big fucking honking things.
I had a friend in middle school that had a car phone. Like his mom had a car phone.
The one in like the middle console?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. But I'm talking about the ones that like it looks like a fucking cinder block and has a big antenna that comes out of the side of it.
Great. Definitely did not give any brain tumors or anything.
Oh, no way.
No. Perfectly safe.
Took 14 D batteries.
Yeah. 1 2-minute call. Didn't even text. I think it was stupid. So these aliens had one simple message for the children. And that message was, take care of the environment, because if the kids couldn't lead the future in the right direction, the world would soon face an environmentally catastrophic event, which would lead to the kill of the planet. God, I didn't even look at this. It would kill the planet along with us on it.
Damn, I didn't know these aliens listened to Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
I believe the children are the future.
It's true, man. I mean, it makes sense. It adds up.
I mean, it's so funny. Everyone's like, the children, like, of course the children, like, every generation gets better. Like,
well, they just keep growing.
No, I don't even really, like, understand why, but it's kind of true. Like, somebody's going to out there be like, oh, new generation. Oh, what you going to give them participation medals? I'm like, motherfucker, you gave those to us.
Yeah, the boomers
fucking
really
ass.
fucked everything up, huh?
Yeah. I love it. There's like, oh, you guys are so sensitive. You got your participation trophy. I'm like, I didn't fucking buy a participation trophy for myself. By the way, I didn't even get them. But they're like, they gave them to everybody else, and they're like, you don't even get one. You didn't even participate.
Yeah.
Let's go peeing on the inside of your window, participating.
Yeah, well, there you fucking go, people. If you want to listen to Greta Thunberg, listen to the damn aliens.
Is that rock band?
Yeah, Greta Van Thunberg.
Yeah.
I mean, Oregon shouldn't be hot still. I mean,
Yeah,
I said that when I was writing this. It's raining now, but that's not the point. You know, the planet is dying. The government hates us. The animals are leaving, and the aliens aren't contacting us. We might be alone. And if you don't get that reference, we can't be friends.
I actually don't really remember where that reference is from, but it sounds very familiar.
It was like some girl on
You don't remember.
Well, it was some girl on Twitch trying to be like really deep, but just sounded really stupid. And then it got famous because someone edited it into like one of those old school like Call of Duty highlight tapes. And it like goes from that into like no scoping 360s with like some emo band playing. It's a really good video.
Take
me
down. It's like 30 seconds to Mars.
Yeah.
Bury me.
Yeah, that video. Oh,
that's
God, I love
it.
it.
Yeah, that's it.
So back to the story. These 38 children. These
26.
These 62, fucking dyslexia, 62 children, and even some faculty, which I think is interesting because they don't really talk about the faculty that much because they don't believe the adults. All told the exact same story. That two sexy motherfuckers, that's what the kids called them.
What?
The
aliens?
Okay. Yeah, we're talking about the aliens. That two sexy motherfuckers that were about 3 feet tall with large black eyes emerged from the UFO. And, you know, they came out and started talking to some of them. And this story sparked enough curiosity that Harvard professor of God, I knew it was going to fuck me up.
Sorry, there's a big monster truck outside my house right now that's revving its fucking engine.
Professor of psychiatry, John.
Really? That's the word?
There's a Y in between an S and a C, then there's like an A.
I had a hard time with executor
Yeah, that's a hard one.
because I wanted to say executor.
Yeah.
I am
Excelsior.
executor. I am executor. I am a half skeleton man.
So, professor from Harvard, big bad man, John E. Mack.
That's
Not
his
Johnny
name?
Mack. Not Johnny Mack. Not Johnny Mack. John E. Mack.
Hey, Johnny Mac, what are you gonna do?
Like John Evelyn Mack.
I'm gonna teach you about philosophy, psychiatry.
Went to visit the School of Children and Staff with a South African producer named Nicky Carter, who was
What? Nick Carter of the Backstreet Boys?
the second most talented Backstreet Boy.
He can never live up to beating Shaq. Aaron did that. Nick
Aaron did it.
Nothing.
Nick did nothing.
Nothing.
He's probably an anti-vaxxer.
Which one?
Shaq. Hey Chuck, let's face it, the COVID can't reach me up here. It just can't reach me up here, Chuck.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I want a cheeseburger right now. Oh, it's a bad Shaq. I can't do it.
Not like mine was any good.
Kobe. Here, Kobe.
He's still my number one person who, in my time in the big leagues, Hollywood, working with celebrities, he was the one guy I always wanted to work with that I never got to work with.
He seems cool. That guy seems like he needs 2 vaccines for every 1 vaccine you get.
I was gonna say, I think I've got 2.
No, I know. You know what I mean. He needs 4 vaccines.
But yeah, so South African producer Nicky Carter, who probably went by Nicky after Backstreet Boys, who was well versed in this event, being that he had already actually shot a short documentary for the SABC. You want to take a swing at that?
South African Bureau of Colonization.
50% Broadcasting Corporation.
Okay.
So a part of Professor Mack's study involved interviewing each child on what they saw. And one thing I thought was pretty cool is he had them all draw what they saw.
Ooh, that is fun.
Pretty fun. You can actually go look at all the drawings and stuff. And believe it or not, all the stories matched. And the drawings were pretty similar. You know, not exactly, but they're fucking kids. Kids are stupid.
Yeah, I couldn't draw. I remember when I figured out how to use a marker to like make all the lines go one way and make the picture look better.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Game changer.
That was a game-changing day. Or
One
you
of-
know what's even better when you use a colored pencil to fill it in and then you outlined it in the marker.
You push harder.
It just pops.
Yeah, pops real good.
Makes the alien pop.
Yeah.
That sexy ass.
In this defense, one of the things I researched reading, one of the comments was like, it's like, of course the drawings aren't going to be identical. Like, show a picture of a bicycle to 5 adults and see how much their pictures like line up after like a second of seeing it. Like,
Ooh.
yeah.
Should I just like throw a bicycle in the air and then ask people to draw it?
That could be fun. I mean, they would all be different because, you know, they're not all going to be seeing at the exact same time. Some will be upside down, some will be sideways.
So these children saw it in a split second, I'm guessing. They said the alien came down and was like, what's up?
No, I'm not. That was one thing I didn't see was how long it was actually like visiting them for.
But still, children are just like, they don't, they just like, you show them a picture of Abraham Lincoln and then all they get is like the fucking top hat and it's all mashed potatoes underneath.
Yeah.
It's like, it's
Wooden
a nightmare.
teeth.
It's a nightmare.
I mean, it kind of was a nightmare anyways.
You put the bullet hole in there. Why'd you do that?
That's the overachiever.
But it's through the top of the top hat and Lincoln's smiling like they missed. That's fun.
That is fun.
That's really fun. He should have worn the hat.
He should have.
They would have missed.
The guy's like, I gotta shoot high because that's where the tip
That's where
of
the
the
brain is. Yeah, exactly. But then he takes off his hat and his head's shaped like that.
And he actually dies.
That's fucked up. He's a cone head. Okay. Sorry.
So all these kids say that they saw UFO and aliens with big eyes near the school's playground on that day. And this story was huge in 1994. and made the media circuit, with BBC being one of the first to speak with witnesses and report it. It is pretty cool though, like on a lot of the kids' drawings, like you like see like the jungle gym in their drawing, like in front of the UFO.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I just don't really understand why they had to put the big dick on the alien.
Oh, you should. I mean, if you were there, you'd get it.
Wait, would I?
You could see the line
I would get it?
from when it dragged through the bark.
Sand. It was like a bonsai garden. I would get it. I don't want it.
Them crop circles. That's not from the ship burning. That's some alien gonorrhea. It's like a constant firecracker.
One thing they'll tell you that the aliens got the big balls and they drop them on the cornfield. And I tell you that corn never tastes the same.
The STD's intergalactic. You don't get it. So Nikki Carter, the film producer from South Africa, had absolutely no doubt that the kids were telling the truth about what they saw by reading the tone of their voice and, you know, their body language. Because, you know, those are things that children are not good at faking because, you know, they're stupid kids. They don't get it.
Yeah, they're
you
bad
know when a
liars.
Kid's you know when a kid's lying.
Did you touch it?
What?
No, did you touch it? No, I didn't touch it. Did you touch it? No.
You couldn't have thought of like, did you have a cookie? You had to go with, did you touch it?
It's the alien. We have to ask the question of anybody that got near the alien, did you touch it?
The one kid didn't. He burst into flames.
And the alien went, don't touch it, I'm a virgin. Oh, is that the gonorrhea, actually?
That's how you put it out.
It's the gonorrhea. That's why he caught fire.
Yeah.
The burning sensation is real.
So it was clear that the kids were not all told like by one person like what happened. Like they weren't like no teacher was like, all right, kids, this is what we're gonna say. We're gonna get in the news. Like people are gonna send us money. Like we're gonna be able to build that playground or you know something like that. Like it was like it was
I wish
obvious.
it were that easy. See an alien get money.
Yeah.
I mean, some people it is, I guess.
Oh yeah. But you know, you get along with the fame and everything, and
yeah,
who knows? You write a book, but yeah, no, it was clear that this was not like a orchestrated event.
Yeah, they're not in it. They're like I say, kids are too stupid to have long. They don't scheme. Kids don't scheme. They think they're scheming, but they're not.
Yeah. They all had their own unique way of telling the story, but at the end of the day, all the stories had, you know, the same message at the end and the same kind of, you know,
that
result.
treasure, that friendship was a treasure all along.
Yes. Yo-ho.
That was the message at the end.
So in one of those articles, it says one of the kids remembered an alien telling him that humans should not be so technologed, which isn't a word.
The guy's like, really? You flew here in a Tesla? It's an XR. I mean, I don't know. I'm too poor to know the different models of a Tesla, but there's
only two.
He had the new one.
And that's all you need to know.
He had the truck that breaks if you throw a ball bearing at its window.
Cybertruck.
That's an old meme.
Oh, because then he was like joking that like you couldn't break the window, and he like fucking broke it on like the.
He threw a metal 8-ball at the window, and he goes, the windows don't break, and he threw it, and the fucking window broke, and he went, well, don't throw a magic fucking metal 8-ball at it, and we're fine. It's like. What kind of rocks are hitting your fucking window? And also, like, how terrifying is that if you get caught in that thing and it catches fire? It's like the firefighters are like, you're fucked. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, we can't break in.
You're driving a fucking safe.
So, Professor Mack was a previous winner of the Pulitzer Prize.
Whoa!
And so, yeah, he was a highly respected individual in the psych world. But many of his colleagues had their doubts and looked down on him for investigating so much into the UFO sighting. Like, they kind of shunned him for it. In a BBC interview, Max said, I would never say yes, there are aliens taking people, but I would say that there is a compelling, powerful phenomenon here that I cannot account for in any other way. Yet I can't know what it is, but it seems to me that it invites a deeper, further inquiry.
How like set in your ways and stupid you have to be to just be like, I know everything. You're dumb for thinking that aliens exist.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're
cool.
Fuck you.
No, but that's like so fucking stupid. That's just being like, I know exactly what happens after you die. And someone's like, no, you don't. And some guy's like, well, I'm going to look into it. And like, maybe it's this and maybe it's that. And like, you know what? We don't really know. And the other psychologist like, what a fucking idiot. He's like, I'm saying that like, it's interesting and probably deserves a little bit more research. And they're like, nope, you're an idiot. You shouldn't have went to Zimbabwe.
I'm glad we don't know what happens when we die.
I mean, I would like to know if it was something good, but if it's not, you keep that to yourself.
It probably isn't, and that's why they don't tell people, because people just be like, all right, well, fuck this.
I know.
The world would fall apart.
No, it would fall apart if we figure out anything in terms of afterlife. If like there's some movie out, I forget what it's called, but like there's a movie out where some scientist figures out, it has Jason Segel in it, but they figure out that there is a heaven. Some scientist figures out there is a heaven, and everyone just starts killing themselves.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's exactly what would happen. Like, we're not supposed to know because
they don't
people
know that's against the rules of getting into heaven.
They get there, and the one sign that says, you can't kill yourself, no shoot, no soul, no service. I don't know. Fuck, that was bad. I was trying to figure out something there.
I liked it.
Trying to figure out some joke.
It's better than most of your jokes, so I'll take it.
Okay.
Randall Nickerson, another documentary filmmaker, took up Max.
What?
Took up Max. Random. Took up Max' word about doing further research and made a follow-up film, Finding the Children, today to see what they have to say.
Again, smart guy. I don't think you should discredit these people.
Yeah.
If not, it's like a psychology experiment on like human behavior, and people are like, "Fucking idiots." I mean, that's what every like alien encounter. If it's not actually an alien encounter, it's a psychology experiment on human groupthink, or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're all fake or they're all real. I'm just saying if one isn't real, that's what it becomes, and it's fine.
There's a kind of similar to this idea, but there was a really cool documentary series. I feel like I've brought up in this before. But I believe it's called like 7-Up.
That's a soda.
Yeah, I know. But there's like a documentary
called Sprite.
I watched it in a documentary class I took in college. But it was a documentary series that followed a group of kids from the age 7 to like 14 to like, it like would go up 7 years. And so they would make another one every 7 years to check in with the same people. Yeah, but like
it's Boyhood, the documentary.
Yeah, but it's old. Like the first one came out like 70s.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So the kid's on like coke.
Yeah. Well, I really think like if that was happening, like it was shown.
Oh yeah, that's really interesting. That's like kind of cool. It's like it's like his side hustle that he's gonna release when he's like 80 years old. He's like, here's my movie of a third grade class's life.
Yeah.
That's
pretty cool.
Yeah. A lot of footage to go through.
Oh God. Yeah. Well, I mean, he didn't just like, he would like check in with them and film for like a few weeks and just be like,
I know.
Now this person's a doctor and has 3 kids. Like this guy.
That's really cool.
Is
actually
dead. He's fucking dead. Everybody's favorite character from the first one, the cute little kid, fucking died.
Which one did you like, Ben? Ben
fell
dead.
asleep in a puddle and died.
I needed a good ending, so I fucking killed Ben. Oh my God, he killed Ben. Is that unethical for a documentary maker, or just unethical for a human?
Yeah, he dead. He's fucking dead.
I was the alien.
Nickerson said,
Oh fuck! My water suction cup to the coaster.
oh God, I hate that.
That scared me so bad.
It's like a heavy coaster, and then it slides and it falls.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So yeah, Nickerson said, I want to present the story objectively and show the original raw material. That's what initially interested me about this case. These children all describing seeing the same thing. You can tell they are not lying. But having seen this footage, I thought, I need to go to this place and talk to the people. I need to investigate it for myself. Did this really happen? The subject has to be approached scientifically as possible.
Fuck yeah.
These are questions that we need to ask. It's a case of presenting the evidence just like court.
Agreed.
Yeah, I want to find his I didn't watch his documentary, but I want to go find it.
You know, I always try to bring every controversial case where people have questions like court. I go in with no preconceived notions.
Yeah,
that is why I think Brian Laundrie didn't do it.
Oh no, dude, don't joke about that. God damn it, Tobin.
He did it.
No, that fucking dipshit definitely did it.
I know. I told Katie, I was like, holy shit, this thing's going fucking crazy, man. I'm like, and then we like to play devil's advocate to each other. I'm like,
don't push it too far. I don't want to edit this.
I'm not doing anything. No, I'm not even doing anything bad. I'm just saying, like you know, like some people go like, well, they think it's gonna be me. I'm gonna run, and I was like, has that ever been the case for like somebody who is actually innocent? There's like, literally check my house, check my fingerprints. Like I didn't do it. Like obviously this guy did it. You know what I mean? But I was like, I mean, Dog the Bounty Hunter's on it. We're fine.
I saw a thing that was like, if the FBI is searching for this guy and Dog the Bounty Hunter finds him, I'm not paying taxes anymore.
That would be so funny.
I want a refund.
That'd be so good. All my tax money has to go to giving him a new show. I feel like that's fair.
You know, honestly, even if he doesn't find the guy, I feel like he has enough spark to get back up there.
Apparently, he's on the Appalachian Trail. Not Dog, but I mean the Brian Laundrie. Brian Laundrie?
He's got to be in fucking like Mexico.
No, they said he's like a camper. Sorry, we're tangenting right now, but like I heard he's like a camper, so like he's like a big camping guy. So like I
you can camp in Mexico.
I guess you could, but it's harder to get across that border unless he's a strong swimmer. But like honestly, I think he just still, I don't know. It's very interesting. I mean, when they eventually find him, if they ever do, they're not doing a bang up job right now. I don't want to throw shade, but like, come on, you guys. Yeah. Get a dog. You know dogs? You heard of it? Not Dog the Bounty Hunter. I mean real dogs.
Yeah. Is that why he's called Dog the Bounty Hunter?
He sniffs out justice.
Sniffs people out. The big nose.
Yeah, big nose. Biggest nose in the game.
Although many years have passed since this event, the children who were present were interviewed again, and none of their stories changed at all. The now adults will account the same story, staying true to their story that they told in 1994.
Whoa.
So next time your little gremlin child comes up with some outlandish story about UFOs, monster on the roof, etc., 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 you believe them, Mom.
With the jingle bell? With the leather strap?
You know the monster on the roof story, right?
I know the jingle bell in the snow.
Yeah, I would always come home and say there's a monster on the roof. My mom would be like, "No, there's not. No, there's not." And I did it for weeks, and then finally,
it was a peacock, right?
It's a goddamn giant peacock.
You're right. There was a monster on the roof, but you know what? You need corroborators. That's your problem, David.
I don't have friends.
If you had one friend, that's exactly what I was going to say. If you had one friend, people would take you a lot more serious.
I ate a lot of ants when I was a child.
Ants can't corroborate. And
they're
also
sour.
They also can't. You always say that. I'm kind of questioning if you actually did it. Were they actually sour?
Yeah.
Did you eat ants?
No, it's a joke.
I don't know. If
Yeah,
it's a
they're
joke.
sour.
I don't know where I stand on this anymore. You ate ants. Big
That's
ants, small ants, red ants, black ants.
Oh, whatever I could get my hands on.
Real-
They got wings. I don't care.
I feel like you can't even like. You ever like eat a crumb from something like you finish your meal and there's like a crumb and you kind of like eat it. I can't even taste the crumb. You're telling me you could taste a fucking little ant? I feel like I gotta eat like a palm full of ants to even taste the sour.
No, you'd be surprised.
So they taste like shit. Dude, you're eating like exoskeleton and fucking ant butthole. And do ants have hearts?
Everything.
Do ants have hearts? Literally, do ants have hearts? Answer that question, David. They have to have hearts.
Do ants have hearts, Siri? This never works.
Put it on a shirt.
Oh, she's not going to talk, which is better so I don't get sued. Result, yes.
I don't believe it. Honestly, show me an ant heart and then I'll believe you.
Do ants have hearts, Siri?
Yes, ants have hearts.
That's all you get.
Okay. That's
all you
big
need.
That's a big ant heart trying to lie to us again.
Yeah, they're
Like
good
big
at that.
Pepsi or big fucking oil.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Show me an ant heart. That's all I want to see anymore. But wow, what a story. I mean, I believe him. I think
Siri, show me an ant heart. She ignored that one.
Google, show me this guy's balls. Okay.
End it.
I think
End it.
okay, I think that's
Let me
it.
go to bed.
David needs to go to bed, you guys. I need to go to bed too. I gotta be up early. David needs to be up earlier. So thank you guys tuning in once again. We love it when you do. We love when you stick around and we can tell you these stories and talk about ant hearts. If you guys want any more information, go to Camp Strange Podcast on Instagram. If you guys want to send us anything, send it to campstrangepodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to rate, review, subscribe on Apple Podcasts or listen on any other podcast app you have, you can do that. We appreciate it. If you guys want merch, you could go to the Instagram and click the link in the bio, and you could buy merch through there as well. Send us questions, comments, whatever you guys want. We'll respond. It might be like a week because I don't check it that often, but like I'll eventually get to it. I can check it now. Anyway, thank you guys so much. We love you. If you're still with us after all of these years, genuinely, we love you from the bottom of our ant hearts. And David, do you have anything to say before we leave?
No.
That's a first. Is this indicative of something?
No. Good. I'm. You know what? I'm at peace. I can walk away. I can end it here. I think.
It scares me a little bit. I'm afraid of.
I think this is a good place to end it all. Right here.
Okay. Okay. Thank you guys, and don't forget to stay strange.